Camera is the most invisible system in any game. When it works, nobody notices. When it doesn't, everyone feels it and nobody can explain it. And the crazy thing is, every single camera decision is a design decision. It's not technical, it's emotional. Speaking of cameras, Godot has a very useful add-on in the asset lib that is called Phantom Camera. It basically handles all you ever will need in 2D or 3D scenes with the cameras. However, it is a little boring to take a ready-made add-on and just use it. So today we are going to create our own camera styles. I guess we are all already familiar with this level setup that we have during our Still the Mechanics series. So today we will continue in this exact level. The very first camera that everyone would by default use is just to attach a camera to the node to the player itself. And in this way the camera will just follow the player wherever it goes and not even any script needed. We can see that wherever we go the camera just blindly follows the player. But again, this is still a little boring, and I have already set up several cameras, so all of them are ready for us to test. First camera is the static camera. This one does nothing. This is inspired by Resident Evil 2D and early Castlevania, and this is great for some puzzle rooms or horror moments or boss arenas. So let's run the scene. I will press 1 and we can see what the static camera looks like. Of course we can zoom in, zoom out a little, however we will find the best. We can see how this works. So no movement, you can see all the arena. For example, we can use this camera when we need the player to log in the one exact room. We can see how easy this is to create, and it is almost like the static camera. It feels like nothing is there. Let's take a look at the lerp follow camera. This is inspired by most modern 2D platformers, and the camera smoothly chases the player using linear interpolation. This sounds simple, but the feel is entirely in the tuning of the values. This is much similar to the one that we can just assign the camera to the player. Let's run it and see. You can see that this lerp camera is a little different than the one if we assign to the player, because it is not blindly following the player, but it has some dead zones. As soon as we reach the dead zone, then the camera starts to follow the player. Still very basic, not much needed for this camera, but the effect is very different. You can see the code, it is not that big, so everything is handled in the process function, and the lerp function will interpolate toward the target each frame. Another interesting camera setup will be the horizontal lock. Let's run the next setup and we can see that it is not too much different from the other cameras, but we just lock the horizontal movement. You can see that when we jump, when we do other things, the camera itself doesn't go up or down. So the Y velocity is steady most of the time, and we are only following on the horizontal line. Vertical dead zone will be adjusted, and we can just follow the player as wherever it goes by taking its global position, and only global position X. This camera is inspired by Super Mario Bros, the Sonic Hedgehog, the games that require only horizontal scroll. Next up we have a look ahead camera, and this camera also is not much different. It is inspired by Celeste, by Shovel Knight, the Rayman Origins. Again, it is not too much different from, for example, lerp follow camera, but in this case we can see that the camera is moving after we stop. So this way you can always see what was behind. We can see the smooth movement of the camera, and you can check the script yourself. So again, everything is being done in the process function. and every frame it is being called, the smooth transition, and the desired look ahead, which we can set ourselves. Another interesting camera mechanic is forced scroll. It is inspired by classic shoot 'em ups, auto runners, some Mario levels even. In this case, the camera will not take anything from you. It will we have the target, but the target here is only to determine if the player is out of our sight zone. So let's play and we will see the forced camera. We see that if we don't move, the camera still moves. It is best for some rage games or auto scrollers. The same camera movement can be used, for example, to the up for higher velocity, and as soon as you are out of the sight of the camera, we will restart the game. So this camera itself is forces player to move. If the other cameras are following the player, in this case the player itself would follow the camera. As you can see, I have skipped one of the cameras, the snap room camera. We will take a look at it right now, because for this camera and for the zoom camera we will need a little additional setup, which is in this rooms node. When I enable this, you can see a lot of collision shapes and areas. What the snap room does is it is static, but it changes by following the signals of the areas. So in the rooms we have a lot of area to this with collision shapes, and if we take a look on the rooms manager script, here we are connecting the snap camera and zoom cameras, and here already we are calling the functions to change the camera setup. So it is mostly inspired by Hollow Knight, Link to the Past, early Metroidvania games. Mostly what it does is just stay static and follow the snap to rect function. Let's play and you can see by yourself. So nothing moves, it is just like the static camera. As soon as we go from here, and you can see that as soon as we enter the next room area, the camera just switches back by centering itself to the room sizes, and we are going back and forth. For example, we are coming here, and when we go up, you can see that the camera just follows wherever the room is. Very interesting point here, and not that hard to implement as well. As I mentioned, the room also is important for the zoom camera, because in the zoom camera we are zooming in and out in the places where players should be more visible, or the world should be more visible. For example, if we are going in the dungeons, we want to zoom more to the player, and if we are in an open world without some dungeons and walls, we want the player to see the world all along. So let's go to the zoom camera, and we can see right here we are zooming out because there is nothing to zoom in. When I go here, again the area to the signal runs and the player is zoomed in. We can continue go there and go right to the open world, and again the zoom is being zoomed out. As you can see in the inspector, we are targeting the room size. And finally we have come to the last camera, which is the horror camera. This one is a little different because we are adding constant shake to it so that we can feel the horror elements of this, and also I have added some horror lighting so that we can understand and feel the camera better. It is inspired mostly by the Fear and Hunger, Lone Survival and our other RPGs. Not much going on here. Again, we most of the things is handled in the process function, so it is called every frame, but we have some additional functions like start drift, where we are drifting in a random point, nearby point. So, and we have a trauma shake. It is called for any jump scare moment. It can be set up by your own. For example, when you enter one enemy, you can add an area 2D with collision shape and call this function right from the enemy. And you can see already how the horror can work best for it. For example, in this case, you can just add the shake and some jump scares. This is very good for the horror type games. You can see that we have also some lightning scripts here working, and the camera with the lightning does the work the best. So as you can see, there are a lot of things in the cameras that we can do manually. Of course, everyone can just follow the add-ons and use the phantom camera add-on from Godot, which will save a lot of time for you. But if you want to control everything by yourself and create your own unique camera, here are some ideas that you can use in your games. And of course, all of them will have the benefits and also the cons. And the best advice would be to watch a lot of games, play games, and see which camera type is the best for your needs and which one you like yourself the most. This was it for today. Write down in the comments what would you like to cover next. Like the video, subscribe to the channel not to miss all the fun that's coming. We have a lot of games coming. I am recording several games for you to watch, also other mechanics that are on their way. So subscribe to the channel not to miss all the fun coming. Thanks and God bless you all.